Hello, I'm Mel Gadd from FPA's Project Juicy. This is the second episode in our Sextember sexting series. I'm here to talk about what you should think about before you engage in sexting. So first of all, consent is the most important thing to consider in sex and relationships. Have you got the consent of the person you want to send the sexual image to? If you don't have their full consent, then you may be committing a crime if you send somebody an unwanted sexual image and it is considered an obscene image to be sending somebody. The second reason to be cautious before sharing sexual images, that once you press that send button, you lose control of that sexual image, and the image can be easily shared to other people. You've got no control over this. The person you send the image to could be really trustworthy. They could really love you and care for you, etc., etc. But accidents can happen. They could lose their phone, they could get their phone stolen, their phone account could get hacked. They could leave their phone around while their mates are visiting, and their mates might be nosy and pick it up and start looking at the photographs on it. They could accidentally press the wrong button. Or, worst case scenario, they could feel really angry with you, perhaps after breaking up or falling out with you one day. So think before you send. You've got to ask yourself these basic questions. Why am I sending it? Are you sending it for yourself or for them? If somebody is pressurising you into sending an image you don't want to send, then it shows how much they actually care for you. And if they really cared for you, they wouldn't pressurise you into doing something you didn't want to do. What if I don't send it? Are the consequences of not sending it worse than sending it? Really think about what would be the worst thing that would happen if you didn't send it. It's highly unlikely to be more worse consequences than if you did send it. Would you show somebody that part of your body if you were face to face? If you haven't gotten naked with somebody already in real life, should you really be doing that with an image over the phone? Are you under the influence? And by this, I don't mean being drunk, although obviously your judgment can be impaired if you've been using alcohol or drugs. What I mean is, sometimes when people get really horny or turned on, they can do things they wouldn't really do if they were had more time to think about things. So if you find yourself getting hot under the collar and really turned on and tempted to send images in that situation, maybe have some time to cool down and think about what you're going to do. Would it pass the billboard test? If it's an image you wouldn't send to your dad, your mum, your nine, your tide, your head teacher, a future employer, if it's not an image you wouldn't have plastered on the side of a bus, then don't send it, because if it gets shared, any one of those people could see that image. Could you send somebody else? Maybe you could send a witty picture or a witty response. There's plenty of advice on the internet about what's other things that you could send instead of a sexual image of yourself. And you've got to ask yourself, is this abuse? If you're under 18 and as an adult asking for these images, then that could be a child sexual offence. Also, if people are asking you for images you don't want to send and coercing you into it, then it could be a sexual offence too. So thank you for watching. In the next presentation, we look at what you can do if you sent or received a sexual image. And don't forget to check out our campaign website, sextember.org, for more information.